In today's video, I'm going to show you a Malt Rentals management system. This system can manage rentals that are from different locations. Let's say if you have rentals in area A, area B, area C, all can be managed using this very system. I'm Musoke Herbert. Let's begin. I know for those of you who are new here, you don't know how to log in, but the system has the login button, a new user and the exit prompt. Let's say suppose you are a new user, you will create an account with the system like that. On creating your account, your details will be seen here so you can log in. So let's log in and see what the system looks like. On logging in, the system has the estate section, the residences section, the admission section where we admit tenants, the contact section, the payments, the reminder section, assets, the backup, help section, and possibly the close. So let's look at the estate section. This is where we enter the estates that we have in the different areas that we want to manage with the system. For example, in this system we have 4 estates from different areas, and we can print out the records of these estates. Now, after entering the estates, we are going to assign residents for each estate. Let's say an estate is called a given name and its location, so we assign a room that is in that estate, and we could print out the records. Now let's come in to admit tenants. Here we admit in tenants based on the residences they acquire. Let's say if we admit a resident, a tenant at an apartment called something, we give her name, then upload her photo. Now we could print out a template to the new tenants to fill and provide us information that we could feed into the system. Then after, we could print for them an admission letter as a sign of acceptance that they have been admitted into our estates and they now have a room or a residence they occupy, like this. Now after assigning someone a template to fill, we expect that we will provide a photo, his workplace, his phone contacts, and possibly the contacts of the people who could be his relatives. And after us, the system will automatically generate his admission letter into the apartment. Many of the administrators at estates do not have this one, but this is like an agreement between you and that we've offered your position because we have captured your details. After that, we go to the payment section. Here we shall see how tenants' payments are treated. Let's say you admitted a tenant called this one, and he is paying for a period of 2 months. Remember, when admitting in, you know how much is going to pay, but when it comes to payment here, his details are called and it's easy. It's a matter of putting in his name and the period is paying for and who perhaps is paying. Let's say it's not the same tenant that is paying. And finally we can be able to generate a payment receipt to that very tenant. And also we could search for tenant and know their details of payments. Let's say if you look at someone here, you can see the search here is very flexible. You can search and know your payment history, such that you could base on that and say, oh, we need a reminder. And in this very system, you could send out reminders to tenants. How? Let's say a tenant is called this one. You can see whenever we tap his name, his photo comes, his room and everything. Now, what is the due date, the due period? Let's say a tenant has not paid for a month. So on tapping the due period, it will calculate how much is the balance due. And who has done this one? Maybe Musoke. The date is automatic on save. That means we can issue a reminder notice to this very tenant. Now, how do we send this reminder notice? Our systems come well settled that you could print this on the screen and save it, like how you see me do so. Therefore, you can print it on the screen, then send it to him on an email or WhatsApp. So that will quicken work. Then in each and every estate that you will have registered, we are capable of registering and making count of the assets in that very estate. That's why you have the asset section. This is meant to calculate the asset value of every estate, like you can see. So this system is capable of doing all that we've talked about, in addition to it being able to generate records of everything that is entered, basing on which date that you wish. Thanks for watching. Remember to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe.